What's up, everyone? In today's episode, I got a chance to sit down and talk to the artist Frank. We had a real, genuine conversation about life, music, weddings, and everything in between. But before we get into it, she has released a new single called In Limbo, and I can't stress enough to go listen to it. You can either buy it or stream it, but either way, go listen to it, go support her. And if you like the music, you can go see her live. I know she's planning a few shows throughout the year. And speaking about support, please support Rock DNA Magazine and myself, Drop Click Images. Rock DNA Magazine is an independent publication, and myself, I am an independent artist. And without your support, with a simple like, subscribe, share, any kind of support like that, we can't continue to do what we do. So please go like this video, go share this video, go subscribe to all of our channels. And without any further ado, let's get into it. And we're live. How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Yes, I know we've already been talking about hair and squirrel moments and my cats and animals in general, but yep. I saw your nails and I want to.
Well, I'll put them up to the camera.
Is that like a bronze, silver?
So they call it metallic. The nail salon I go to, they'll paint it black and then they'll do, it's almost like this, it just looks like glitter powder and then they rub it on there. And I like this kind of silver, like gunmetal color. So I get this a lot. And ever since I got it, I've just been kind of hooked. I sometimes like to I find something I like and I'm like, I'm going to do that every time now. So yes,
I am like that with everything.
Yep.
I'm like, I like hoodies. I'm just going to wear hoodies.
It's easy. Found a good routine and it works.
Yes. Like if I'm not working, it is gym shorts and hoodies 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
That or just gym shorts and t-shirts depending on weather, but it is 40 degrees and rainy in New York.
Gosh, oh, you're in New York?
Yeah.
Man, it's like cloudy here in Indy, but I don't even know what the temperature is. It changes every day. Yes. Or every hour, and there's no way to prepare for what the weather's going to be out here.
Yeah, so I started a new job this week, and this whole entire week, first day was like 40 degrees. I'm like, all right, that's not bad. Tuesday, it was snow. There was legit snow on the ground. Wednesday was 60. Yesterday was pushing 70, and now it's 40.
Okay, that sounds like Indiana, yes. Because not long ago, we had like a frost come through. I can't remember if we had snow or not. And then we had tornadoes and thunderstorms. And then it went to like 70 and sunny. And then we had really crazy winds. So, I mean, it's impossible to predict what it's going to be.
Yes. I don't know how to dress because I wore my winter jacket Tuesday. And then I also wore it Wednesday because it was still cold. But Wednesday afternoon, it was pushing 60, 70 degrees. And I'm outside. I'm like, I'm sweating now. What?
You know what we need that I have not seen in a long time? Do you know I don't even know if this is what they're called, but like the breakaway pants with the buttons where it was like shorts, but it was also pants. And then you could rip the pants off to have shorts.
Like basketball players?
Yes.
Like the warm-ups?
Yes, but it was like they had the buttons on the sides and then you could like unbutton them and all of a sudden you've got shorts on. Maybe I'm thinking of something that doesn't exist. And I'm just thinking of breakaway pants.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like they were zippers around like the knees or
Yeah. You could go from long pants and then all of a sudden you could go to shorts. But I think I'm also just thinking of breakaway pants, which would just mean then you're pantsless. So don't do that.
I think it's both.
I just went back to like the early 2000s, late 90s style I grew up with, and there was some interesting
there was
fashion choices.
Yes,
but they're coming back like everything does.
Yes, it's kind of interesting because like you mentioned with fashion and stuff, I have seen there's the reels of people dressing up in like 2004 or 1990, whatever it is. And I just see it and I'm like, what? How is this the fashion? All of a sudden it becomes like it's a thing again. I'm like, but why?
But why? I lived through this. I did live through the fedora phase where like you go in middle school and you'd go through the phase where you wear a fedora for a long time and like that was like your identity. And then it just all kind of it stopped.
Yes.
Why did it stop?
I don't know. But if it comes back, I feel like that's the sign of we're starting to get old.
Oh my gosh, I'll be like, oh no, this is the end times, truly.
As soon as I start seeing him, like my back hurts already.
No hate on fedoras. No hate on fedoras. But I just, I think it was Jason Mraz. He always wore the fedora, and it was so cool.
Actually, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember, like, I've listened to some of his music, but besides this and working full time, I am also a co-owner for a lighting and sound company where we do
Nice.
corporate events and weddings. But we grew up in the concert scene, my brother and I.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when we do corporate events and weddings, we're bringing concert stage setups to
Yeah.
those events. It's an overkill. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a lot of fun. But
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun.
yes, we get food. It's on the weekends.
Dude, I used to manage my family's wedding venue for like 4 years. So I was in the wedding industry for a while, and it is fun.
It's fun. I love it. But at the same time, like, our first wedding is next weekend. I'm just like mentally not ready. It just feels like we literally just got done. And it's like we had 2 weeks off, and then it's right back at it.
It is fun, but it is also exhausting because it is all your weekends and it's long days. And then the pressure of handling somebody's wedding day, like, that's the most important day of their lives. And if you mess up, that's a big deal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've been doing it now for 14 years for weddings.
Wow.
Yeah. We started when I was 19 or 20, and he's 3.5 years older than me. So, like, we started very young. We made a lot of mistakes when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, like, we've learned, and now there's just a system, like, we know exactly what we need from them, and we know how to make the day go as smooth as possible.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, it's their day. Being there to make them dance and have fun, and even with their guests, I'm like, that's what we care about more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know that you were dealt with weddings for a few years.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I helped. My parents, they actually built a wedding venue in their front yard for my sister to get married. That was like the original idea. And then after her wedding, they were like, oh, we could make this a business. And then next thing they know, they started it in 2020, which, maybe not the best year to start a business. However, it was an outdoor venue. So a lot of people's weddings who got canceled and postponed were able to have them at their venue since it was outdoors. So they had like 5 their first year. And then I came on in like January of 2021 and managed it for like the next 4 years. And it was awesome. It was cool to work with my parents and get to, help people's weddings day. But it was a lot. It was stressful. It's a lot of responsibility, a lot of moving parts, but I learned a lot. So,
and when it goes off with a hitch, like it's a feeling that I still can't describe, because it's like, we've helped made this day perfect for them.
Yes.
And when they are so happy at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and I'm like, it is so worth it.
That's the thing that I think that kept me in it for so long, was also how rewarding it was. Because when the parents come up and are like, thank you, and then the bride and the groom are like, this has been the best day. And we also had the best staff that worked with us. I mean, I could talk forever and brag about it, but my parents built a truly unique wedding venue, so it was an honor to be a part of it.
And I know that you said, like, 2020 wasn't the best time to do it, but I would also say that it was, because there was such a backlog of weddings.
Yes.
The people had to reschedule their weddings, and then new people are getting married, whereas it was like, hey, we have this venue.
Yeah.
Which drove traffic right there. And then you got the reviews and and then, it all worked out.
Oh, yes, it did. It all worked out in the end.
But when you were doing weddings and stuff,
Yeah.
were you like singing, or was it just managing? What were you doing?
So I didn't do any singing. I kept that separate. I pretty much managed the venue. I did the communications, the emails. I trained staff. I did tours. I bartended. I managed the bar. I wrote this like information guide. Whenever somebody booked, they would get this, long thing telling them like, here are the next steps, after you get married, like, here's us from your venue, like what we need. So I kind of did everything, because my parents had never run a wedding venue and I had never run a wedding venue. So we honestly just kind of figured it out as we went, and a lot of, learning from your mistakes. Every year we learned something new. And yeah, I figured out how to do it. And I mean, people seem to have a good wedding day, so I would say we succeeded. But yeah, there was no singing. But occasionally, well, not occasionally, my mom is probably one of my biggest, both of my parents, are like my biggest cheerleaders. They'll always go up to people and be like, she's an artist, like go listen to her stuff. And they would always go up to the DJ or the couple who was getting married and tell them. And then I'd be behind the bar bartending, and all of a sudden I would hear one of my songs playing, and I'd always be a little embarrassed for some reason, because I was like, it's their day. I don't want them to feel like I'm imposing, hey, give me some streams here. But they would play my songs occasionally, but I never grabbed the mic and had my moment on their day.
I mean, there's one of our favorite venues, and they're all in it for the same reasons that we are, where the bride and groom come first. The first time that we were there, they helped us pack out, and we thought they want us to leave. It was so that we could talk for another hour and a half. Yes, and they're my age and my brother's age, and they were young doing it, and it was amazing. But they had a bartender who could sing. It was a country song. God, I wish I could remember. The country is like the least genre I listen to. Like, I have everything country.
I'll be honest, me too. I don't listen to it a ton. It's great though.
But it's a classic country song, and every wedding that we've done there, except for one, that has always been the final song, because he can sing it very well. And
now I'm really curious. Is it? It's not Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," is it? No. Because I always heard that at the venue. I mean, I love Shania Twain, I'll be honest. I remember listening to her on my little portable CD player when I was younger, where like if you stepped wrong, it would like skip the CD and everything. But that's awesome.
Yeah, but he would sing that. And then also Shania Twain is also a sleeper hit. I don't care what people say. Anytime that we play Man, I Feel Like a Woman, the amount of men that will scream that at the top of their lungs.
There's no shame.
There isn't.
Yeah. You're like, this is a dry wedding and people are really into this.
Yes. But it's all the guys, and then the girls are like kind of singing it, and so many times, but they just kind of start looking at the guys, be like, "What is happening?"
I love that.
Yes, there's always those moments. One of the best moments, though, and I'll keep this quick, is it was a wedding where the bride was from Mexico, and there was also Puerto Rican descent. There was a lot of ethnicity descent going on, so they all came from California to New York for the wedding. The grandparents stayed the whole entire time. And her words was, around 9:30 comes around, we are changing the vibes to club music. Yes. So the grandparents were sitting on the couch, which is right off to the dance floor where they could see everything. And they see the bride shaking her ass.
Yeah.
And I still have a video of it, of them just looking and like, just like, oh my God. And we're trying so hard not to laugh, and it was perfect. I'm like, that is the moments. I'm like, that's what I live for too.
I have seen those moments many times, to where it's like, usually it's when like the young kids leave.
Yes.
Not long after dinner, the parents that bring their young kids, they leave. And then you see the wedding party kind of look around, and then they go up to the DJ, and it's just the most inappropriate profanity.
Oh, yes.
And the grandparents are like clutching their pearls.
Yep.
But I'm like,
they had a full view for the hour of just sitting there and just watching it all unfold. And I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, look, it's your day. If you need if you want to shake your ass and have fun, it's what you should do.
Yep.
I did that. Yep.
I applaud couples who, we've had a few of them last year, where after dinner they made an announcement of like, for any of the kids under 18 to please, leave, because because they wanted to drink, and they didn't want to have a 6-year-old to see what they look like drunk, and start asking questions to the parents. Like, mommy, what's that?
Could move that way, or what is he doing? That is nice. That is respectful. I've seen some people do that too. I mean, I've worked so many weddings, I honestly feel like I'm forgetting, but it was a really fun industry to work in. I do miss it sometimes.
It's fun, it's stressful, it's rewarding.
Yeah,
it's like a blessing and a curse all in one.
Exactly.
But let's shift gears a little bit, because I call the Squirrel Moments the podcast, because this is exactly what happens. But I do want to talk about some music.
Okay.
Going back to your past, what music pulled you into music? Was there artists or songs?
Gosh, I would say like the earliest memory of what interested me was, my mom was a classical piano teacher, and she taught out of our home majority of my childhood. So I was listening to classical piano 75, like 80% of the time. And whenever she was teaching, we had to be quiet because I'm the youngest of four. We were all loud, fighting, doing our thing. So that was my earliest memory of what intrigued me. And she was also a songwriter as well. She wrote and sang worship music. But the distinctive moment I remember of being like, okay, like this music really interests me. When I was 14, me and my friends would go swing dancing. Actually, here in Fountain Square Theater, they would have like a live swing band every other Friday night. And so we would go and we'd swing dance.
Gosh,
And
that was fun.
it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And we would do that. And swing music, I was like, I really like this music. And then that led me into like jazz music. And I really started to delve into like Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong, and then to Tony Bennett, and even the big band stuff like Count Basie. And so that started to kind of grow my interest in music. And then around that time, I started writing because I had friends that, played guitar like in worship band. And, I was in like my youth group worship band, to try to get more comfortable singing. But I was very shy. I didn't like attention. I didn't like to sing in front of people. So I just kind of started slowly with like writing, and it wasn't really until I was like 16 to where I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, like as my career. So it was kind of a very gradual thing, but the influence was always there from a very young age.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Frank Sinatra,
Yes.
Dean Martin, stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
my dad loved that stuff.
Yeah, my dad too.
And then my mom would listen to 90s alternative. She listened to 80s, 70s, like the classic rock stuff, which is
Nice.
weird to say it's classic rock now because I grew up with it.
God, we're feeling
But
old.
I tell myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that old. Like it's just a number. My back doesn't hurt that much.
It is. We're very young. Very
Yep,
young.
I'm just like, you got to prepare yourself now. It's like, I got to stretch. I need to take care of myself.
Gotta take my supplements.
Yes. Oh, I do. I have alarms for that because
I need to start doing that. I'm really bad at remembering to take my supplements. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was for a while. And then, yeah, I just decided, I'm like, yeah, I really need to start taking care of myself because I'm also the idiot that goes from 0 to 110 at every concert. It's like, oh, I'm not going to mosh tonight. 5 seconds into the first song of the opening band, I'm in the pit.
I was about to ask, to be like, are you somebody who moshes? Because
Yes.
I've been to shows where people mosh, and I think I've gotten to like one mosh pit, but even then it was very mild. I never went to shows where they had, what's it called, like the death wall, where
Wall of
they
Death. Yes.
the wall of death, yeah, where they just split down the middle and then they run into each other, which that terrifies me. And with my condition, I would just crumble immediately. So now that's not really something I'd probably do. But when I was younger, I was in some mosh pits where people were respectful, and I didn't really
Yes.
take an elbow to the face, so that's good.
I've actually learned to not. I'm all out of wall deaths. I know my limits, but I'm also like at shows. Some of my favorite spots to get shots is literally in the pit, where I want to get images where you're looking in between people's heads and stuff. And
Yeah. So you do photography?
Yes.
Very cool.
On top of everything else.
You do everything. I love that, though.
I'm like, well, I never want to stop learning. And I find a lot of things intriguing. So I'm just like with this, I'm like, well, I'm going to figure out how to talk to people on podcasts and kind of do this. And when I picked up a camera, it was after my cat passed away, right towards the end. And I was like, I needed a creative outlet.
Yeah.
And like there's the blessing in disguise where if I guess that didn't happen, I would have never picked up a camera.
Yeah.
I would have never fell in love with hiking and taking nature shots, and then upgrading my gear to start taking shots at concerts, which again felt like I fell back in love with music.
Yeah.
Because for a while I was so angry with the music industry and all just growing up pains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And it wasn't so much with me, it was with friends and my brother. I was angry at him for stuff that he has figured out. My band members and my friends, they've apologized so many times about it. I'm like, guys, it's all good, because they were there for the partying, and I was like, I want the creative aspect. Like, let's go write, let's go record, let's go play.
Just like different, drives and everything.
Yes, and did not realize how much of a drive I did have until like looking back and being like, oh, I do so much without even realizing it, and they they don't.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just all at our different beats. Where I'm always crazy like that, I guess.
It's a good energy though. I like it.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
but it all started because of Warp Tour.
Warp Tour, that sounds fun.
Did you ever go?
No, I want to. I want to. I'm gonna play it one day. I'm just gonna say
Yes,
that. The first time
yes.
I'm gonna go, I'm just gonna play it.
Actually, like your music is perfect for Warp Tour.
See? That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
that's good. But that's the best thing about Warp Tour is where I don't know what festival will have punk, metal, hardcore. At
Mhm.
one point, it had electronic music on there, but it also has an acoustic stage, and it
Yeah.
also has like an indie stage for. Do you listen to like Midwest emo at all? Any of that kind
Midwest
of stuff?
emo.
Yes.
I don't think so. Are there any like particular artists that you can think of?
Modern Baseball is one that everyone
I've
loves.
heard of Modern Baseball.
Yep.
Yep.
But a band I was thinking of was Saturdays at Your Place.
I haven't heard of them.
So they're newer. They're very. I think they just released their first album, like full length album.
Okay.
It's like 28 minutes long, which I love that stuff.
Ooh, I'm gonna make
Yes.
a note of that. I want to take notes during this interview here. What do you say?
Hmm.
Saturdays are for baseball?
Saturdays at Your Place.
I combined the names. Saturdays are for baseball. Okay, well now I gotta write a song called
Yes.
Saturdays are for baseball. Okay, I got that. I got that down. Saturday at your place.
Yes. But like they're very Midwest emo, so there's a lot of finger tapping with the guitar work. There's just a
Mm,
lot of little fun stuff like that. But I saw them at Warp Tour last year, and they had maybe 500 people or so at their stage, one of the opening bands. And
hmm.
then a couple weeks ago, I saw them at a club show, and they almost sold out the whole entire show, which I was baffled
That's
because
so cool to see when you
yes,
like can see a band from almost like the beginning stages and then you see them succeeding and selling out rooms. It makes me
yes,
so happy.
yes. But that's also why I love this more than anything is because I get to listen to new artists.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yes, it's cool revealing albums for artists that I already know, but it's even more cool to find the artists that I don't know. And I'm like,
Yes.
this is awesome. I want to
Oh
listen to
yeah.
this. I want to push this. It's just,
Mm.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But so Warped Tour is my biggest influence. What was yours? Is there like a certain artist that you're just like, yes, I want this?
I love so many artists. It's hard. It's hard to Do you mean like I want like the career that they have or like the
Like maybe the tone, maybe not so much career, just because we're all on different paths. But is there
Exactly.
an artist that you listen to and you're like, I love this sound. I don't know how to describe it, but I love it. And then
Mm.
you kind of gravitated towards that and you made your own sound.
I felt that way very much when I listened to like Radiohead for the first time because their sound was so like hauntingly beautiful. Just like the combination of that. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like there's so many different like aspects in this and emotions, but then there's also the grunge aspect of something like Nirvana and then the softness and the beauty of something like Ella Fitzgerald. So it's like this, like I could take all these different artists I listen to that are influences and try to combine them and make something, which I think naturally that's just what you end up doing as an artist. Like all your music is going to just be a combination of your influences, but particularly Radiohead's writing and their production and just every aspect of their music is so I just listen to it and I'm like, "How in the world? Like how do they make something like this good and this unique?" And yeah, I have not seen them in concert, but I would love to see them in concert one day.
Hmm. Yeah. Actually, the band that did that for me was Linkin Park. Yes. I still struggle listening to them to this day because of Chester. And that I know it's been a while, but
I
I'm just
know.
like his
That broke my
voice.
heart.
Yeah. But like,
There really is nothing nobody that can really replicate him.
no. But I'm also glad that the band has come back together. They found a different vocalist who I
Mhm.
actually,
She's great.
yes,
She is so good.
I saw her back with Dead Sarah. That was her first band. This was 10 years before any of this happened. at least, because they opened up for the Used,
Wow.
her band, and all of a sudden when they announced her as the new singer, I was like, that makes sense because she does have her raw raspiness, but she can also
Mhm.
have these powerful cleans, and I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh,
love
yeah, it makes
Linkin
sense.
Park.
Yeah, I'm a weird punk metalhead, EDM, everything kind of person except for country.
I like everything except for country. But you know what? I would say I'm kind of the same. Like country's not something that's really in my playlist repertoire. However, the kind of country I would listen to is like Johnny Cash country, like the old like folk country. Like that to me is something that I can
Yeah,
sit there and listen to and I'm like, I really, really like this. And there are like certain songs, like Jelly Roll has a few songs that I like. Like my husband's a big fan of him. So like sometimes I'll listen to a few of his things and then, you've got watch me sitting here racking my brain to think of some country artists. But I know there are others. Like I grew up, my dad listened to like Darius Rucker growing up, and you've got Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney. Those are the country artists I listened to sometimes growing up. The most consistent one I would say is like Shania Twain. But I it's not something I regularly am like, I'm a big country fan. No
yeah,
hate. No
yeah.
hate.
I'm the same.
I feel like
There's
I
no
really need to
hate.
preface
Yes,
no hate
yes.
at all.
There is no hate. Like I
Yeah.
don't like. It's just it doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's all it is.
yeah. Like don't get me wrong. There's a couple artists. Was it Hardy? I think he adds more of the heavy rock into it. So I'm like, oh,
Mm.
this I can dig this. This is more rock than
Yeah.
country.
Yes, when there's more of an influence, like if there's like more blues country, when it's like leaning towards blues, I'm like, I can get into that, but when it's like real, just like I think like the modern like pop country, that stuff it's never truly resonated with me,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. And that's been my issue with it is like, because it does get a lot of airplay. And I get
Mhm.
it because it is designed for airplay. It is
Exactly.
designed for catchy choruses, something that has, I don't want to say almost the same drum beats in every song, but it's close.
Have you have you seen I don't mean to squirrel moment, but are you a fan of like comedy or like Bo Burnham?
Yes.
So he has this skit that he does about country songs, and it's hilarious and accurate. But for all those watching, go research Bo Burnham, like country song, I think bit, but it's hilarious because a lot of his comedy has music in it, which is one thing I love, which is why I became a huge fan of his. He just talks about like the cadences that they sing in and then the key changes and the topics like beer and truck and these different things, but it's great. Very, very
I'm going to have to
quality.
look that up. I
Yeah.
think I've seen it, but I got to refresh myself with it.
Yeah. It's a great special he has. Highly recommend.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely got to check that out. What were we talking about?
We were talking about music. We got sidetracked.
Yes.
You asked me, I think the last thing was like a certain artist that like if I wanted to do what they did.
Yeah.
And I think I said Radiohead.
Yes.
Or Saturdays or for baseball. Who knows which one it is.
Well, this is like me. Like
so
I just like this is Squirrel Moments, the podcast where we'll start talking, and then next time I'm like, what were we talking about?
I wish I had a better memory because I'm like, I don't know. Who knows?
My brain is like, I can remember the most randomest things in the world, but I can't remember like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I have that problem sometimes too.
Yeah.
Gotta work on my memory.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just, it's way too full of stuff. That's what I tell my boss.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I just have too much in here.
Yeah.
I gotta expel some at some point.
And then I look back and I'm like, how do I remember stupid movie quotes and music, like songs I haven't heard in years, but all of a sudden it comes on and I can just remember every lyric. I'm like, why can't I just forget about that and remember actually important stuff with my job?
But look, hey, that's what matters to you. That's what's going to stick. That's what's going to stick in there.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it does. To him,
Oh my gosh.
But you did mention you liked Ella Fitzgerald, correct?
Yes.
Have you heard of it's Postmodern Jukebox? I'm
Yeah.
forgetting the first name.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Where
they do like jazz versions. Yes.
Yes. I absolutely love it. So that's another one. Squirrel moments again. We were talking about country.
Mhm.
And what I wanted to bring up is, have you heard of Bill Murray, the band?
No.
So do you know? So you never went to Warped Tour.
No.
What kind of music were you growing up? Like, do you like hardcore, any of that kind of stuff?
I listened to some growing up, I didn't listen to as much rock as I do now. Like, I would listen to, like, some classic rock, but I also grew up listening to, like, Linkin Park and, like, Simple Plan because that's what my older brother listened to. So I listened to some of, like, that punk stuff growing up, and then as I got older, I leaned more into, like, Nirvana and then the Radiohead and then, and just started to kind of, like, broaden the horizons, and I've been really into, like, Royal Blood lately and, stuff from that to, like, Wolf Mother. Just really, like I was like as soon as I fell in love with rock, I was like, "I wanna take all of this and, like, get as much as I can." But, yeah, growing up, it wasn't as much, like, I would say hardcore. Maybe it was more
Mhm.
of, like, the punk scene.
Yeah. So I love punk. Like punk is like my main genre of music. If I had to listen to
Mhm.
something every day for the rest of my life, it would be punk slash pop punk. For some reason
Yeah.
why I need like that high energy. I
Yes.
just want to like jump and run in circles and push people
Yeah.
with a smile on my face. I'm just like, I'm an idiot. Yeah. I'm
You'd
like,
be fun. You gotta come to one of my shows and set the tone.
please, I will be that person.
Oh
The
my
only thing I
gosh.
don't do besides wild deaths is crowd surfing because
I was
I'm over
about to
200
ask.
pounds and I respect the people in the.
Really?
Yes, I am. So I do work out a lot.
Okay.
So
Are
yes,
you a power lifter or, like, a what
I
kind of
just
workout?
left.
You
I
just lift? You're like, "I
yeah.
just lift heavy weights."
Well, I used to. So I was young and dumb and used to be like that. And my knees from playing sports and lifting stupid heavy weight is
Mhm.
now not my friend half the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But so now I lift less weight, but I still do reps. But because of that, I still have the bulky size of I'm actually like 235.
Dang, dude. Yeah, I would if I was in a mosh pit with you, I'd be scared.
But there's the thing, I'm just running with a smile on my face. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, but I could see, especially, like, crowd surfing. I've never crowd surfed. I want
You got to.
to.
You got to.
I want to, but I'm also for a girl, I wouldn't consider myself, like, light. Like, I'm, like, 5'7", but I'm also, like I'm not, like, 120 or 130. Like, I'd have to ask people and be like, "What do you lift? Can you if I jump, will you actually be able to catch me? Because 'Cause I'm not trying to hit my head on the ground." But I feel like in a dense crowd, if the moment was right,
You got to
I'd
do it.
probably just say screw it and just
Yep.
hope they catch me.
My first crowd surfing moment was Sum 41. They opened up with the Hell song and they played Does This Look Infected in full for the 10-year. And that was the moment I'm like, I need to go. I have too much energy. Let me get up there.
Yeah. My
Yes.
gosh, that sounds like so much fun.
You got to do it.
I will.
There's an incredible feeling of being on top of the crowd, just slowly going to the front. There's just something about it. Like you feel legitimately weightless.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. I feel like I would just struggle to trust people, but I feel like it depends on the vibe of the show. Like, a lot of the shows I've been to, the people there are amazing, but I would want to crowd surf, like, when I'm performing and just leap in the crowd, but yeah, I'd have to make sure that they're up for it
Do it.
'cause I don't
Do
wanna
it.
injure anybody or, like, "I'm sorry I broke your nose. I didn't mean to do that." I think that's my biggest concern is, like, injuring somebody.
Well, that's why I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm also a terrible influencer where I'm like, do it, do it, do it.
Do it, they'll be fine.
Yes, they got you.
They'll survive.
Yes.
People will know what they're getting into when they come to one of my shows.
Yeah. And a broken nose, they'll be like, I got a broken nose from Frank. This is awesome.
You're welcome.
Yes. I mean, I broke my nose when I was 5, and this is why it's all crooked, but whatever. It's
I
worth
wouldn't
it.
say it doesn't look too crooked.
Not so much when I'm looking straight, but like you can tell that's divoted and there's something going on over there. And
There's something going on. There's
I'm
stuff
just
happening over here.
yeah, I got 2 deviated septums, so I'm like, I can't
Ooh.
really breathe as it is through it. So I'm like, whatever.
Dang.
It's fine. I mean, I grew
You're
up like
good.
this, so I don't know any difference.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
You've
yeah.
made it this far. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you
So the problem with me, I'm also Italian, so like my hands, they just go.
knocking stuff over?
Yes. The joke with Italians that talk with their hands, it is very true. Does not matter what Italian we are, it just happens.
I remember seeing your last name and I was thinking, I was like, I think he's Italian.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Man.
I live off of homemade pasta.
Dude, I was going to say, I'm so jealous because I'm sure you literally have the best home cooking.
I did, yes. So I worked in a restaurant for 4.5 years. That's how I paid for vet bills, paid for my college, all that stuff. But when I was there, they would be like, "Oh, what are you doing for dinner?" I'm like, "I cook. I have food at the house." And they're like, "Oh, we're going to Taco Bell." I'm like, "I never had Taco Bell."
Good. That's good. Oh my gosh. I would
No.
never swap homemade Italian cooking for Taco Bell.
Yeah. But like Taco Bell, I haven't had McDonald's in I don't know how long. But like all the fast food places in around New York and also just in general,
Yeah.
I don't go out to eat. And they're like, "Do you live in Iraq?" I'm like, "No, I learned how to cook, and two, my mom makes amazing food."
Dude, but that's honestly the best thing. Because first of all, the fast food it's poison. Like it's terrible for you. It's awful.
It is awful.
No one should be eating that.
No
longer eat McDonald's. Like I cannot eat that and not. Yeah, I just can't do it anymore. I didn't start cooking until I started working in a restaurant when I was like 20, 21. And I waited tables, and it was like a Southern style tapas bourbon wine bar in like Fishers, Indiana. And the food was good, but then we had this great chef that came in, and oh my gosh, his food was incredible. So that made me really interested in cooking. And I'm obsessed with Italian food and Italy in general. Like before I even started doing music, I wanted to move to Italy and be a painter. Like, so that's always been my dream. Still kind of is. I will have a home in Italy one day. But one of my favorite things to cook is like Italian food, like pasta, any form of it. I could eat it every day for every meal, but I have to control myself, or else I would never be able to crowd surf at that point if I ate pasta every day.
Now, do you actually make your homemade pasta, or do you buy like the really good pasta?
I buy the really good pasta,
Yes.
But I have made homemade pasta. I don't have one of those like mixers that has the attachment. My mom has one. We got her one because she loves Italy too, and she loves pasta. So we got it for her for Christmas to make like homemade pasta, and it was great. Actually, not long ago, I worked at an Italian restaurant where we made our own like homemade pasta there, and it was so good. It was so good.
Yes,
I miss it.
My mom spoils us like once a month or so, especially like during football season. It is Sunday. We will watch the Bills game and eat pasta, and I will overeat. There's no shame in that.
Yeah.
But the thing with the real pasta, there's no preservatives, no nothing. It is very basic, and after a couple hours, you feel good still.
Yeah, well, that's the difference in the U.S. So in the U.S., we allow like fortified and enriched flour and all of that, which is like not good. In Italy and in European countries, it's like organic, healthy. There's no added ingredients in it that it cause you to feel like bloated and heavy and sick. And like, you know, I always heard people talk all the time. They went to Italy, they ate, and they're like, I felt great. You know, I didn't feel how here in the US after I eat, I feel like, oh my gosh, I have to lay down for like ever. But you're right, the difference of home cooking and like eating out all the time, it's night and day.
Yep. Yeah, and to just bounce off of that, yes. Anytime I eat like pasta that isn't either home cooked or the stuff that's imported from Italy, I will feel like crap.
The difference is wild.
Yes, yeah.
It is.
And I'm like, over the years, it's kind of, so I haven't had any alcohol in 11 years. Or 12 years.
Good for you.
Yeah. I kind of woke up one day and I'm like, I feel like dog shit from the night before. I don't remember much of the night before. That wasn't fun. Why am I doing this? Like, I just don't remember the night before, and I wasted all the following day with a hangover. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And that was it. I'm like, yeah. So
yeah, alcohol is not, I feel it makes me happy in many ways that it is like less popular now. I feel like a lot of people are realizing like, oh, it's just, I don't feel good the day after. Like it, you know.
And bring back social environments where people can get together without feeling the urge of they must have a drink.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm one of my only few friends, and my brother's another one who's been sober for a few years too, where we both can go to bars and hang out and it doesn't bother us. But I'm like, where is just like the adult kid zone where
Yes, where can we all hang out and have fun, but we don't
yes,
have to,
where you're not
do
pressured into drinks.
yeah, like Vegas bombs and
Yes,
Jaeger bombs and things like that. It's
Irish
yeah.
car bombs for my brother.
God, I had a bad experience with that.
Yeah, so
I,
did I.
honestly,
And,
that was
and it was not me drinking. It was me trying to find him in Ohio.
you had too many and you lost him.
Oh, do you want to hear an interesting story?
Yes, please.
Okay. So for Christmas, I got us tickets to go to Columbus, Ohio to see
Okay.
Jack White perform.
Nice.
Never seen Jack White, and we both love him. So it's like, hey, let's go do this trip. Let's go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to take a bus out there because it was just super easy. And we both worked the night before. So we literally got on a bus and fell asleep. We get there. There's a couple hours to kill before the show.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds a local sports bar because it is at Ohio State. So like there's a bar right off of campus. Did not even know it was at Ohio State. That's how little I know. And he has a couple drinks. I didn't have a drink. I just had some food. We go into the show. We have fun afterwards. There's a couple hours to kill. And he goes back to the bar. And when it's time to leave, he's gone. I have no clue where he is. I got stuck with the tab and I called my mom at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, Mom, I don't know where he is. I don't know what to do. I'm at the bus station. I have no clue. I'm like 22 at the time. So I'm definitely like, I'm out of ideas. And I did not want to call her because we are 7 hours away. And I think that's the last conversation that she wants to hear. As I'm talking to her, he calls me and I answer. I'm like, dude, where are you? And it was the cops. The cops were nice enough. They found him. And instead of arresting him for being a belligerent drunk, they brought him to the bus station and dropped him off so that he can get on the bus and just get the hell out of here.
Oh my gosh.
And it all started with Irish car bombs.
Those are
yes. So that's
the
where
recipe for disaster, dude.
Yes. And I'm just like, nope, we're good.
I remember, I think, because I had never tried one and I was drinking. And prior to that, this was when I was like 21. So I was very young. You're just.
You have no clue.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You're just drinking because you're like, this is what we do, I guess.
Yeah. Irish car bomb. That sounds interesting.
I was drinking like vodka sodas. And then as they kicked in, I was like, oh, let's try a Vegas bomb. And so we did a Vegas bomb. And then I was like, let's try an Irish car bomb. So let's end it with that. And I vaguely remember drinking it and then saying like, it tastes like chocolate. And then tipping 100%, obviously. And then going back to my apartment and I got sick in the shower. But I wasn't even taking a shower. So that's the worst part too. I just got sick in the bathtub and was like, oh no. And at the time, my brother, we lived together. He was a police officer and he worked nights. And I texted him and I was like, hey, I got sick in the shower. Like, I promise I cleaned it up. And he texted me the next day. I had to work brunch the next day, waiting tables. Did not feel great. And he texted me and he was like, Sydney, you did not clean out the shower properly. I am standing in it. And I was like, I am sorry, but one day we'll laugh about this. So now we laugh about it. Yes. But I felt bad for him. That was a moment where I was like, I'm never doing this again. I mean, after I got sick from like drinking, I just felt like so awful. Like I was like, why did I let myself get to this point? But I'm one of those people that I have to learn the hard way.
I mean, I feel like we all do.
Yeah.
It's just, I think we learned earlier in life than others where it's like, hey, that did not make me feel good and I feel awful. Maybe I should stop doing that.
Yes.
And so we stopped doing it. People like my brother, he learned a few years later. Hey, this is not a good idea. I should stop.
My gosh, but going rogue and losing somebody, that's scary.
Yes, especially
that's terrifying.
In a state that I did not really know much about. A city I definitely had no clue about, and it was interesting. It's a story that like we can laugh at now, and I still want to kill him in a loving way.
I'm sure my brother maybe doesn't laugh as hard as I laugh at that story.
Yeah, because when he tells it, I'm just looking at him with like the stare of I'm just kind of.
You put me through hell.
Yes. Oh, he knows it. He knows it. He's like, I blame my success off of his mess ups.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew exactly how far to push my parents without going over the line. He just always went over the line.
Is he your older brother or younger brother?
He's the older one.
Yeah.
So like the dynamics on that one is like the opposite of one. People are like, oh, the youngest one is always like the pain. And I'm like, no, I was the very easy child compared to my brother when it came to this stuff.
We watch our older siblings make the mistakes, and then we're like, I'm going to do it, but in a different way, and I'm not going to get into this much trouble.
I'm going to push it to that line right there. And if I go over it, I know they're going to be really mad.
Yeah.
But if I stay right there, we're good.
Oh, yeah. Benefits of being the baby.
Yes. Yes, for the most part. I mean, there was downsides where, like, when I was younger and I wanted to go to concerts, unless he went, I could not go.
Yeah, that was the hard part being younger. It was like seeing your older siblings do all these things you want to do, and you felt really left out. And then they never wanted to hang out with you because you're younger.
Yep.
But here we are.
Yep. Now we're older.
Now we're old.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, yes, now that we're old, rocking the grays for me.
That's right.
Yes. I kind of want to bring it back into some kind of music stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Told you, Squirrel Mom's the podcast.
Yes.
But when you started writing, like when you write in general now, is it the lyrics or is it the melody or is it something else that comes first? Like, are you walking around and all of a sudden some lyrics pop in your head? You're like, I like that, and write it down, and maybe it grows from there shortly after or whatever. Or is it like, oh, that melody, and you kind of hum it in your phone so you don't forget it and grow from that?
Honestly, it changes. So I'll have many moments where sometimes I like to sing what I'm doing, or I'll just like sing randomly, and sometimes that will bring a melody, and then I'll do that exact thing. I'll get my voice notes and I'll record it, or I'll just sit. I have a studio at my house, and I'll sit in the studio, and a lot of times I'll just start with a chord progression, and then I'll either be like, okay, I either know what I want to write about, or I don't know what I want to write about, and it kind of comes organically. I did one of the most recent songs I wrote, which is going to be on a project that will be dropping at some point. I said I was going to write, but I said, let me just approach it from from a way I haven't done it yet, which was, let me just write a poem, no organization. I'm not going to focus on writing like a verse and then a pre-chorus and a chorus. Like, I'm not going to worry about melody. Let me just write out a poem and then just make it into a song. So I just I wanted to change it up because I like to try new ways in order to kind of challenge myself and grow as a songwriter, rather than just like feeling like I have to stay within this like gridlock of, this form of writing. So I approached it that way. There is no really like verse or chorus or anything, but then I started with like a chord progression, and I was like, okay, I like where this is going. And I wrote it in like an hour and a half, and it was like one of my favorite songs on this EP. So you'll probably know which one it is when it comes out. But that was one thing I'm trying to do more of, is approach songwriting in a different way. But usually it changes. It's just whether it's, oh, I have this line and I like that, I'm going to write a song about that. And then I'll just kind of take it from there. So each time is a little different. I kind of just try to let the moment inspire me.
That's so cool. I like that, where you're challenging yourself still.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh yeah, this works, I'm always going to do this. It's like, no, this works, but let me try, like you said, poetry, which some of my favorite songs are the ones that are just, it's poetry. There isn't exactly a verse, chorus. I mean, there is in a way, but it isn't. It's definitely emotional, like very emotional base, where I'm like, I'm just feeling it.
Yeah. And that's what makes a great song, is it's really easy to get caught up in, how am I supposed to write this, rather than, I just want to write this because I got to get it out, because I just want to say it. And anytime I approach it that way, it always feels much easier and more organic, throughout the process of it.
And then when you're writing, are there themes for the lyrics that you kind of come back to, or are you trying to grow with that as well?
I'm always trying to grow, but I do write a lot about the things that I struggle to process. So whether it's like pain or loss or confusion, or maybe a relationship, obviously nobody likes feeling negative, and sad emotions. And it's easy to feel happy and joyful and love and all these things, but for me particularly, discomfort and pain is something I don't really want to shy away from. And the more I lean into it and write about it, I feel like it is so much easier for me to kind of move on from it and say, okay, I've made my peace with this, even if I haven't come to a place of understanding, I'm able to expel those feelings, and like it's just kind of like this release to where I feel so much better, and I feel like I have a better grasp on my emotions after writing about something, especially with dealing with more like chronic pain and certain aspects that where I feel like maybe a lot of people don't understand, but I'm not necessarily interested in always being understood because that's not something I can control. I'm interested in saying what I want to say and expressing myself. A lot of my music takes on a darker, more heavy tone, which sometimes when people talk to me about it or they listen to it, they're like, it's sad or it's dark. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just not something that I'm afraid of anymore. To me, it's such a part of life, and I would much rather embrace it and accept it for how it is than do what I did when I was maybe younger in the past, which was try to avoid discomfort and pain. I just got to a point where I was like, what you resist persists, and facing it, just I felt like it opened so many doors creatively.
Yes.
So
I am the same way. So,
yeah.
I so like I always try to be happy because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I know what I've gone through in my past, and I also just write it out. It's to me it's a form of therapy.
Yes.
And like I don't think anyone will ever see it. I don't know if I'll ever show anyone the light of
Mm-hmm.
day of the lyrics because it is dark. It is very dark because it's me comprehending the loss of friends,
Mm-hmm.
my brother passing. There's a lot of things
Oh,
that
I'm
have
so
happened.
sorry.
Thank you. But also with that, like it happened at such a young age that my brother, my oldest brother, and my
Mm-hmm.
parents have memories of him. I don't. So
Mm-hmm.
like there's
Mm.
also trying to understand and comprehend of loving someone that I don't have a memory of. So like there's a lot of stuff that I pour out into my notebook, I call it. And if I don't think I'll ever see the light of day because I
Yeah.
just it's one of those things that's for me.
Yes.
But I totally understand where you are coming from, where it's like, do people really need to understand this? No.
Mm-hmm.
Is it always going
Yeah.
to be happy? No. But at the end of the day, when I'm done and I put the pen down, I'm like, I do feel a weight off in my chest
Yes.
and I can
Yeah.
sleep at night.
Yes, and that's what matters. That's the beautiful thing about art
Yeah.
is there's no rules, there's no guideline, there's no what has to fit within this box or stay within this category, or oh that's too much, or oh that's too heavy. And it's like you can express whatever you want, and there are other people that are going to relate to it, or they're going to get something out of it, even if that wasn't your intention, or how you wrote it, or whatever it is. It's seeing people be able to take the art you create and
Interpreted.
yes,
Yes.
interpret it in their own way. It's such a blessing to be able to create that and be a part of that world.
And I think that's I don't want to say like the slut thing with artists in general, but it's not talked about enough. I feel like
Mhm.
where once we do something that it's out there for the world to interpret,
Mhm.
and how I feel about just say a photo I took in the editing process that I did
Mhm.
can hopefully make somebody feel like, oh, I wish I was at that show. Like it's very
Yeah.
atmospheric. Like I'm not, my photos aren't exactly like, super punchy in a way. I try to find the unique angles. I don't like being in just a pit. I want to be in the pit with people
Yeah.
and like get stuff like that and just spend hours editing, trying to tweak it and trying to make it into something where if a viewer looks at it, they actually get sucked in and they start thinking, oh, I wonder
Mhm.
what they were playing. I wonder stuff like that.
Yeah, you almost take them into the experience. And that's the incredible thing about music is a particular feeling or thought you have, it's like I can make you feel that way, even if it's just for a moment or a few minutes, or they'll listen or see a photo or watch a movie or whatever it is, and it will completely like transport them into a different thing, or that will bring up a memory, or bring up a specific emotion, whatever it is. It's the power of art is
Yes.
incredible.
Yeah.
It
Like the
really
fact
is.
that in 3 minutes you can make a grown man cry. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I will cry if that song hits me in that kind of way.
Yeah.
I'll be in public just crying, just sobbing.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing too, because it's like that's a release. And my mom always said crying is good for the soul, and I always try to remember that anytime I'm like, oh, I shouldn't cry. I'm like, no, I should. If something makes you sad, like that's we're humans. We're designed to do that.
Yes. And anyone growing up, it's okay to cry.
It is. We're saying it now. It's okay to
Yes.
cry. Go ahead and
Yes.
cry now.
It's all good. Don't hold it in.
Right. Exactly. Don't.
But I'm curious because
Mhm.
I always have issues with creative blocks. How do you get past yours?
Well, that's a good question. Sometimes I step away. Like if I have a song idea that I'm particularly adamant on, like, no, I want to finish this or I want to continue it, and I just am not making progress, I will force myself to, like, okay, let's just step away. Like it's either step out of the studio or a big thing. Me and my buddy Brian were talking about this. Just even having like experiences. Like sometimes it's really easy for me to get stuck in like a routine and kind of doing the same thing. And I sit in the studio each night and do this and that. But changing it up or like seeing an old friend I haven't seen in a long time or trying to almost force myself into breaking a routine or even writing about not even me or my perspective or my thoughts or my emotions. It's like, well, maybe let me take a conversation I had and turn it into a song or a movie or, kind of pulling inspiration from everywhere. I have a tendency to put pressure on myself at times and to like overthink things and to try to continue to like push in areas where I just kind of need to like pull back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's very easy as an artist, especially when, I write every day and I always want to kind of keep that muscle strong to where if I feel like I'm not writing something good, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm stepping backwards and I'm not progressing and I'm not writing good music. But it's like sometimes you gotta write bad songs to get to a good song. And sometimes if you feel like you can't even write a song, then just take a break from writing. Even if it's a day or a week, and I'll delve into other creative things. Like I'm starting to write more poetry just because that'll bring forth different forms of writing or painting and cooking, whatever it is. I have to kind of not put so much pressure on myself, be more kind to myself.
Yes. I am the
Mm-hmm.
same way.
Mm-hmm.
Another, like, the biggest thing I learned is, yes, to walk away because you
Mm-hmm.
can't force it.
Yeah.
There's time, and I've learned this over especially the last year of, hey, if my brain it feels foggy, maybe it's not the best time to write up articles or work on
Mm-hmm.
editing. Like I
Yeah.
just get very overwhelmed because I'm not getting what I want and I get
Mm-hmm.
frustrated.
Yes. And then it puts you in this kind of cycle,
Yes.
which can
It puts
ultimately
you in
not
a
really do
bad
the
mood.
best.
It
Yeah, it puts you in
really
a bad
puts you in a
mood.
bad mood, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be creative, and it's supposed to be fun, and if
Mm-hmm.
that happens, I just I've learned to turn off everything and just go outside, 0 degrees out. I
Yeah.
won't do that, but
Yeah. No
I'm like
thanks.
like, go outside, get fresh air, disconnect from all technology, so, like, there's no
Yes.
music, there's no phone, it's on me,
Silence.
but it's on silent, like, I'm not even looking for it, it's just, just listen to nature, just kind of feel the sun, and just take a couple deep breaths and do some breath work, kind of stuff like that to
Yeah.
just relax, which is
Yeah.
also something I struggle with.
You're so right though. It's hard to, especially nowadays, disconnect fully and feel like you can just completely like be in silence. Nature's a huge thing for me too. Like going on walks, I think is great. Not only physically, but I just feel like mentally, like if I'm blocked or if I'm whatever it is, like going on a walk, it feels like I'm moving on from something and I'm just kind of taking cathartic time for myself. So nature's always something. If I can be outside, like I'm like you, and it's nice out, I will be outside. I will have the windows open. I will, like, I'll literally just, I'll work out in my driveway if I can with the sunshine on my face rather than inside. Because why would I work out inside if I can work out outside?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where if it's nice out like that, instead of lifting weights or doing cardio, well, not cardio per se, but
Mm-hmm.
I will go hike. Like I will go find
Yeah.
like a harder hike and kind of just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just enjoy the sun. Like I only
Yes.
get like 3 months to enjoy this shit.
For real. I love where I've grown up, but sometimes I'm like, I want sunshine all the time.
Yeah.
But
They're just maybe not bipolar weather where it goes from 30 and 20 degrees to 70 all in one week. And I'm just like, this is Is
Yeah,
that
we've
fun?
had some wild weather
Yeah.
lately, like, and all over too. I'm used to it in Indiana, like, we have this all the time, but lately it's been everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm used to this a little bit in, like, March with,
Mhm.
New York weather, but by April, it's usually 40s and 50s, like a steady 40s and 50s, and
Mhm.
spring starts to happen, trees are growing, like, all my flowers are starting to come up because
Mhm.
I don't like buying plants every year, so the ones that come back are the ones I like.
Yes, I need to plant some of those.
Yeah, I'm terrible at flowers, by the way, so don't ask for tips.
I'm not my sister's great at it. She has such a green thumb. I mean, her house is filled with plants and they are just going crazy. And I keep telling her, like, I want to plant flowers in my yard and I want to get an herb garden going. But I'm just really bad at like watering. Consistent. My husband, poor thing, I'll get a plant and he's like, "You're going to buy a plant and I'm going to be the only one who waters it." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're kind of right. I got to be better about that." So I agree. I'm the same. I love plants, but I just have to be better at keeping them alive.
Yeah, the ones in my room are actually a mix of my brother's and his girlfriend because I don't have plants and my cats will try to attack these plants if I'm in here.
That is something I've heard is sometimes cats will like eat
They
them or they'll dig up the soil or
they only do it when I'm in here editing. That is like I've left this door open for a full day and I wasn't in here editing and they're just in here sleeping and enjoying the sun. But as soon as I come in here and edit it, they have like this cat instinct that they need to annoy the shit out of me.
yeah, that
And
sounds about right.
yes, and by doing that, if they can't jump up on my desk, which I will yell at them because there's a lot of expensive gear on this desk.
Yeah, they got nasty litter paws.
Yes, then also they'll just knock stuff over because they're
Oh, do
clumsy.
your cats like not like do that thing? My
They
mine
just
does.
run into it. They don't even swat off. They run into it. They are not like agile or delicate with their movements. It is just bowling balls.
That's hilarious. My cat, he's very like cuddly. Like when I'm in the studio, he just wants to be in my lap. But then this cord, as soon as it goes
Starts
in front of his
moving.
face, he just has to, and he does. He only has one front arm, so but like he'll grip it, and he's got those long fangs, and I'm like, I will not have you in here chewing up all my
Yes.
cords. So yeah, he struggles with self control around cords,
Yep.
which is
But
understandable.
their self control becomes going after the plants. And I'm just like, for God's sakes. And then I gotta kick them out and I close the door and then they're meowing and pawing at him. Like, oh my God, I can't win. But I love them.
Cats. Yeah, you love them. Put up with their craziness.
Yes. Well, I guess that's Squirrel Mom's podcast. We went from talking
Yes.
about music for a moment to everything.
Back to cats.
Yes.
Back to cats.
And now let's get back to music.
Let's get back. Let's get back to.
So, how do you feel your sound has evolved over time?
Gosh, a lot. Honestly, I feel like it's a never ending process in a way. Stepping more into like feeling confident and not questioning my instincts is a huge thing. Trusting my instincts has become something that I've gotten better at, and I will only continue to. But it's something that I feel like is always like dialing in and becoming more clear and more focused because I don't know if you listen back to like my very early songs that I released. I had some. I'm not knocking I love my songs. I'm proud of everything I released. But when I listen back to the early stuff, it just sounds so different. I'm like, it doesn't really sound like me, but it doesn't sound like me because I was in a different place in life and I was, going through different things. And I was also discovering my sound as a solo artist. So I was going through a lot of, difficult things and struggling with my identity. So I was kind of in some ways grasping at straws and in some ways just kind of like, okay, I like this. And then again, as I kind of dialed in, things just kind of landed after I released Sick of Yourself. And it felt like, okay, this is kind of the core of my sound here. And everything at that point just kind of started to orbit and kind of stay within that world. And it's been a very interesting and exciting journey. I've really loved it, but I always feel like every song I write is in that world, but always adapting and growing. Because I'm kind of like you, where I'm like, I like to do so many different things and I'm influenced by so many different things. It's difficult to pick one and just like only do that one sound or that one genre. So it's always going to be this hodgepodge of influences and styles. And I'll be like, I want to try this, but yet still keeping it in that rock world, like that's where I am. But
Yes. Go ahead.
no, that's all. That's all.
Okay. Yes, because I
But
was
I'm
actually
done.
yeah. Because I was gonna say what I absolutely loved from listening to the first few songs from you
Mm-hmm.
was the first song I heard was Steady Hands. And
Okay. Yeah.
right away I was like, this has like Nine Inch Nails vibes. Like
Mm-hmm.
very aggressive with some
Mm-hmm.
electronics going on,
Yeah.
like distortion. I'm like, this reminds me of Nine Inch Nails. Then I
Mm-hmm.
hear your voice, I'm like, holy crap. There was something there. I'm like, wow. And then I listened to Sick of Yourself was like the next song because I put everything on shuffle. So when
Okay.
I do any
Nice.
kind of interviews, I'm like, okay, let me just find the artist, hit shuffle and play and let me listen. And
Mm-hmm.
those are the first two songs that came on. And then it's a complete 180, but I'm like, this
Yeah.
is incredible.
Thank you.
But that's what I love with artists where they're just like, yo, I want to do this. I want to also add this into it. And
Mm-hmm.
there's so many different aspects of different
Yeah.
sounds and genres, but it's all still you, which I love.
Yeah. And that's cool you say that, because when I started getting more into production, and the first song that I kind of sat down, and I didn't do all of the production. I have help from my amazing friend, but Steady Hands was like the first song that I sat down, in my studio and like kind of fleshed out and sent like the demo. So like the bass line and everything was one thing I wrote, and I liked the fuzziness of it and the distortion. So it's like as soon as I started getting into more production, even then I was like, I know my sound is going to shift because now I've opened up this whole new world of I can make any sound or bass line, and I can add strings, or I can do this. And it's not just me sitting at a piano or playing guitar.
Is that how you kind of got into the stripped versions of Sick of Yourself? And I can't remember the other one, but I know there was two songs that were stripped down and it was like a live version.
We did pure. I think we also released Purified as like an acoustic version, I'm pretty sure. And then I did the cover of No Surprises by Radiohead. So I've got that.
Which was awesome.
Thank you. But yes, I do love acoustic versions and soft versions as well. And it just gives the listeners, say if somebody isn't really into more of like the heavier sound, like my brother, he loves acoustic versions. Like I'll play my music. He's like, it's good. When are you releasing an acoustic version of it? I love how honest he is. I'll tell him like, yeah, we're going to release an acoustic version. But it's nice to just have a different feel to a song out there, for the listeners. And I also like it too. Like I've played a lot of acoustic shows to where, I'm not as, the song's obviously going to bring a different energy when I'm playing it acoustically rather than with like a full band, full backing tracks, all of that. So, yeah.
And then you can also add the element of doing both versions live,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like one
Yes.
half of it's acoustic and then it just comes in with everything else. And it's like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like what Steady Hands does in that bridge. It just kind of completely shifts into something else.
Yeah. No, that's actually some of my favorite songs is where it starts off slow and then it's just the tension builds and then there is that release. And usually with that release, I just like lose my shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it should make you feel. You just want to lose your shit all the time.
Yes. How does your music make you feel? I want to lose my shit.
And you know what? Sometimes you just got to do that. You need that emotional release.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's always a time and place for it. Like there's times like when I'm having an emotional block with even just coming up with the intro and exit for these, which is always like 30 seconds. And there's times where I just can't get words out. That a solid like 5 minutes of losing my shit to clear that mindset and then come back down. I'm like, okay, I feel good. Let's do this. And it just comes out naturally. I'm like,
yeah.
Why couldn't I do this 5 minutes ago? I guess it's another release that we were talking about.
Yes, it's necessary.
Now, so you mentioned that you're working as a producer, sort of, right?
I do. I just produce like some of my own music. So I don't produce for others. I wouldn't say I'm at that level quite yet. I will get there. However, I have a studio in my house just for a space for me to write, but also just to kind of start producing and strengthening that production muscle of my own. So yes.
That's actually awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm always curious about this one. How do you release, like, shut your brain off from the creativity process?
Well, that's a good question.
Because I struggle really bad.
Yeah. I love to like watch movies and TV shows. Like if I'm truly trying to like unwind, like I'm out of the studio, I just want to like, do something different. I really like to watch TV shows. Like I'm into The Pit right now. Have you watched that?
I have not.
It's fantastic. It's on HBO. Great show. Me and my friends talk about it all the time. I'll watch TV or I'll watch a movie. I'll like go outside, like I'll like leave the house, I'll go on a walk, I'll exercise. I'll get cabin fever really bad. Like I really like to leave the house if I'm in the house longer than like a day. I'm like, I have got to get out of here. I'm going to lose my mind. So a lot of times I'll just go out and I'll either like take my dog for a walk on the trail, or sometimes I just like to go roam around stores. Like I think physically getting out of that space and not being like in the house with the studio, or either having my phone on me where I'm like could work on lyrics. It's like truly having to separate myself. I'll do that, or me and my husband will go on date nights and we just don't really sit on our phones. We go see a movie or go grab dinner or something. So sometimes it's forcing myself to have to clock out in a way. Yeah.
Yes. Because I do struggle with that a
Mhm.
lot, where it's because my bedroom is literally 5 feet that way. Like it is in the next room over. And there's been times at night where I'm like half awake, and all of a sudden something pops in my brain, and I come in here and I'm doing something for another hour. I'm just like,
Mhm.
why? It's like it's a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
Because it's also great where, I get home from work, I can do this really quick. I can
Yeah.
edit whenever I have the weekends to do
Mhm.
it. It's a lot of fun. But yes, I struggle really bad with shutting it off.
Yeah, it's hard, especially like when your brain's kind of always going, which I feel like mine is. Like when I lay down at night, sometimes your mind just keeps roaming through things or thinking, and it's really hard to like quiet my brain. And one thing that's helped me is forcing myself to sit in silence, which I don't like. It's very uncomfortable.
It's so awkward.
It's the
I do it.
worst.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'll be honest. I don't like it. But that's why I keep forcing myself to do it, because it forces me to be present. And if I'm doing my makeup or cooking, like I'll put a TV show on in the background, or I'll put a podcast on, or I'll listen to a song that I'm either working on or I'm going to record. So I'm always feeding myself something, even if it's not what I'm fully focusing on, which is probably not great all the
It's
time.
multitasking.
Yeah. It's forcing myself to multitask all the time. And I do have to make a very conscious effort to like shut it off, sit down, read. I'm trying to read more. That's hard. I'll do it like before I go to bed at night, I'll read, and that makes me tired. I'll tell you what. If I need to go to sleep.
I'm not the only one.
It's tough. I'm trying to read Dante's Inferno right now, which is a great, very, beautiful long poem. But the language is very like old language. I can read rather quickly, but this I'm like taking my time to get through one paragraph. And then like 2 pages in, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm getting pretty tired. So I have not made it far in the book. I'll be very honest, because I doze off. But that's another way that it's good for me to kind of step away from noise and TV shows and music and just be silent.
Yes, I'm like you. I don't like being in silence, but I do it because it does help.
Yeah.
And it calms the brain in a way.
Yeah.
So I do it. And when I do it, I also just do breath work. So I'm kind of just focusing on my breathing and just relaxing, trying to at least. But I also, you did say like when you go on date nights, you turn your phone off, which I absolutely love and respect for that.
Thank you.
Because the amount of times where like when I'm hanging out with my friends, because I'm so busy, like they're busy too. Some of them have families, and other ones have other businesses too. Where if we only get together once a year, it's like I'm going to be present with you.
Yeah.
And like the phone's off unless it's like an emergency, it will go on, but I'm not like I'm there and I'm talking to them. And
Yes.
there's also a lot of people who will hang out, but they're just on their phone. I'm like, this ain't cool.
Yeah, but you're right, it's so hard because it's so ingrained in us now. Like, it's so normal to always have your phone on you, and, even if you're talking to somebody and you have your phone out on the table, even if you have it, like, face down, it's still sitting there, especially if it's face up. I have to literally I'll put it in my bag, so, like, if I get a notification, I don't see it, I don't know, it's on silent, and I just wanna be here, and, I have my moments where we sit, we scroll this and that, but even when I do that, it makes me more anxious. Like, I
Yep.
notice the difference that it causes in my behavior and my focus. But it's so a part of our lives now.
Yep. It's a blessing and a curse with social media
Absolutely. Yeah.
and the internet in general, where at the right here, we can just Google any recipes or
Yeah.
whatever and get the information. But I think in a way it's turned us like we don't know how to communicate with each other in a way.
Yes. I remember, like, and I agree. I think it does affect communication because I think nowadays so many people are used to just like texting or talking through a phone. And I mean, I grew up with phones, but my first phone didn't have internet on it. It was my dad's old BlackBerry, and it only had call and text. So that if I was at school, yeah, it was a flip phone or something. You had to push the button several times took like 10 minutes to send
Yeah.
a text and all that. God, I feel like I'm sounding so
Yeah.
old right now. But
People don't understand that struggle.
y'all do not understand. Sometimes I really miss those days. And I even remember when I got my first iPhone and they were like, oh my gosh, you can send emails through your phone. And it was a big deal. And then I remember Instagram, like hearing about Instagram for the first time at my school. And I was like, what's Instagram? And they're like, oh, it's this thing where you like post photos. And now it is so much more than that. People's careers, like their job is like, I do social media. So the growth that social media has gone through and the internet and just the whole digital world is, like you said, it is a blessing in so many ways, but it is also a curse because I think it's grown so rapidly. And, growing up to where I didn't have that and to where now I'm really dependent on it in a lot of ways, it's strange. And I find myself really wanting to have times where I consciously, like, I have to disconnect for my own sanity.
Yep. Yeah, because like it or hate it, we are in a way content creators.
Absolutely. If it
And
was not for
yes,
media in any way, I would not be doing this. We wouldn't
yes,
be here right now having
no,
this conversation.
no. I'll probably be talking to my mom, to be honest. Just be like, hey, mom, what are you doing for dinner? Because I don't want to cook. So let me
Oh my
go.
gosh, I'm so jealous, dude. That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah, she always cooks. So actually, I probably will be doing that after. Not going to lie.
Really? Okay, what's your favorite thing that she cooks? I have to know.
So besides homemade pasta,
Mhm.
she makes also incredible ribs. There's
Freaking ribs. I love ribs.
yes. So we only do those like twice a year. And of course, last Sunday being Easter Sunday, she's like, all right,
Mhm.
families together, let's do a couple racks of ribs. She also makes homemade mac and cheese. Yes.
Dang.
Nothing was healthy that meal, but it was
That's
amazing.
okay. Next time I'm
Yes.
in New
Actually,
York,
there
I'm
was a
just gonna
salad.
slide.
There was a salad.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yes. But
I'm a fat kid at heart, so you telling me all of
same
this
here.
right now, I love food so much.
Same here. One of my most favorite things to do is like just going to restaurants that I've never been to that I
Uh-huh.
don't know the menu. So it could be like Indian food or Mexican or something,
Mhm.
and trying just something brand new that I've
Yeah.
never had. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Man, I'm sure you have so many great places there to eat too, because I've never been to New York and I really want to go. And I
So
hear all the time about the great food and
so we do have some really good pizza, I will say that.
yeah.
But the best part, I guess, so where I live is smack dab between Buffalo and Rochester, New York. So I'm more Western New York, where Canada is like an hour away. But because of that, I can go to two different cities and have a whole bunch of different restaurants to try.
Oh, dude, that's so nice.
And also the music scene. I get two music scenes within a 45-minute drive.
Oh, that's so awesome. Now I'm
But
hungry.
yes.
All right, anyways, we can go back to music. We don't have to keep talking about food.
Well, I do only got a couple more questions.
Okay.
This is how it always goes. I love it.
Mhm.
But with music, what do you do differently for live shows versus studio? Or is it always
Mm.
the same?
my preparation's different. Like today, we're tracking a song. So, like, in preparation to this, when we do the demo, we'll work through it. We'll figure out, okay, how do I want to sing it? You know, what's the tone, what's the sound, my diction, like all of this, and I'll listen to the track and I'll rehearse so that I can come into the studio and I'm just focused on my vocal performance. As for a show, it's very different because there's physical aspects, there's crowd engagement, there's still, I want to perform well vocally as well. I haven't really been playing like guitar or piano lately. But even just like I do much more, I would say, preparing for live shows because there's just more moving parts. I've got musicians that I'm also engaging with and I'm rehearsing with. And I also like to switch up my performance a little bit vocally, how I'm going to sing a song. So I put a different amount of energy into both. The studio time is this vocal performance needs to be on point, and I'm going to rehearse this. And then for a live show, it's okay, like, how do I want to stand during this song and where do I move during this part? And, if I'm standing in this position, can I hit this note? And singing all these songs back to back, do I need to adjust, this one note or whatever? So it's a little bit more complex when it comes to live performances.
That's so cool. So, because I never think of that because I never got a chance to be on stage, but anytime I played, my brain was, how can I play this while going as hard as possible? That was like the goal. I'm like,
and that absolutely is a part of it. Like, you want to be very present and in it, because that's the point of it, is like live music is people are there to engage, and have an experience, but also being able to execute it professionally. So.
And then with your shows, has there been either a show or a moment in the show that just stands out from the rest? Like, you always think about this moment, you're like, yes.
That's a good question.
Sorry about putting you on the spot.
No, not at all. I mean, I've had so many shows in different moments. I'm trying to think back. I recently did a show in LA where I got to open up for some comedians, which was really cool. And I got to meet one of my favorite comedians, which was pretty wild.
Who was it?
Eliza Schlesinger. She was one of the comedians on the bill. And so I was the music opener before they went on. And it was one of those times where, I'm playing as people are kind of shuffling in, and, you start with like 10 people in the room. And then by the end of the set, you've got like almost 100, I think. I couldn't remember. I think it's like 100 or 200 room capacity. But it was just very it was very intimate. And I remember playing that show and thinking like, God, like, this is such a cool opportunity. And there was one gal in the front who I could tell she was like really enjoying it. And sometimes when it's even just one person, you can tell that they're like into your music. You're like, oh my gosh, like, this just means the world to me. That, and then when people come up and tell me, like, there was another show where a gentleman, after I played Sick of Yourself, he was like, that song really like hit me. He was like, when he kind of started to like well up, and it just like, it like breaks my heart, but it's also so touching because I don't think that it's gonna hit people that hard. But yeah, those moments when I look out and I see people truly connecting and like enjoying it, that right there, I'm like, oh, this is why I love performing live.
And it's gotta be like the constant reminder that you're not alone.
Yeah, it feels so amazing. Because when you write music, you're like, I don't know if anyone's going to like this or if anyone's going to get it. And then when people do, you're like, cool. Like, that's wild. It still blows my mind to this day.
I don't think that will ever go away for musicians.
No, I don't
think so.
It's
just always that something where I've talked to a few artists where they're like, they have their hits that they got to play, but they love it because the crowd goes nuts. Mm-hmm. They absolutely just lose their mind. They love just that moment. Even though they've played the song a million times, they still go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But do you want to do some rapid fire stuff? Kind of
sure.
a fun little game.
Okay, let's do it.
Right. Yeah, I keep it like 5 questions. Just super quick and easy. Okay. I always like doing this to kind of put people in this spot even more.
I like it.
Coffee, tea, or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Nice. Same here. Nice. Italian. Favorite food?
Steak.
You're gonna love my parents.
My gosh.
They buy just squirrel moments. They buy these steaks that are like $30 each, and they're 12-ounce steaks, and my mom makes them and cooks them to perfection. Yes,
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna
you
have to
don't
come over
need
for
it.
dinner sometime. You're
Oh,
not
my
even gonna
mom
know
loves
I'm
them.
coming. I'm just gonna pull up
Yes,
and be like, I got Tupperware containers.
yes, let's do this.
Load it up.
Well, my mom
Taking
would
it
love
out.
it. She loves cooking for people, so be my guest. Intimate venue or large crowds?
Ooh, large crowds.
Nice. Dream collab.
Oh, this is the one that's stumping me. There's so many. John Billion.
Interesting. And then dream tour, you and two other artists.
Okay. I would say Radiohead and how do I select? Scrolling through all of the different artists here, dude. I would say like because I'm into them right now, Radiohead and like Royal Blood. I don't know why, but like I
That
really
would
I
be a
really
sick
want to
pair.
open up for Royal Blood. Like their stuff has just been like oh, they're so good. Yeah.
They are. They are. They need to come back to Buffalo. Please do.
Royal Blood, come to Buffalo.
Yes, please. And then have Frank be the opener. There we
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
All right, we're gonna make it happen.
Yes. Yeah, I always love asking those questions because I'm like, I believe if you speak into existence, there's a chance that it can really
Yes,
happen.
it makes a difference. I really think it does.
Yeah. I mean, that's how this started for me. I had the thought, I spoke into existence, and now I bought the gear and I'm doing podcast stuff on top of everything else. And
That's
it was just a
awesome.
food for thought.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. But if I never spoke it, I don't think I'll ever be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into the last few questions, where can
Okay.
people find you on social media?
They can find me everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, it's under Talk About Frank. So that's the social media handle. And then like my music's everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, under Frank Music. Yes.
Everyone, go follow her.
Yes.
And I got like 2 or 3 more questions really quick.
Okay, hit me.
For people who are starting a band today as either musicians or solo artists, what would you tell them?
I would say if you're starting a band, just to make sure that everybody who's in the band, like you all share the same vision. You all like are headed towards the same goal. Because I was in a band and it's hard to keep them together.
Yes.
Yes. But do it and have fun with it and make sure that you love the music you're writing. That's always important.
Yes. If I feel like if you don't love doing what you're doing, why do it?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point?
What is something that you've learned in the music industry that you kind of wish that you could have learned a lot sooner in life?
Ooh. That I could have learned sooner.
Or something that's overrated, anything that's just like, yeah, don't.
I think something that I think was like overrated is always worrying about. To me, when I first started writing, I was like, well, are people going to get this? Like, are people going to like this? Is this going to be like relatable? And the less I worried about it being relatable, like the more people actually related. So I think it's very easy to kind of put yourself in a position where you're trying to predict how people are going to take your music when authenticity and honesty is always going to reap the greatest reward. So like if you are writing from just an honest, open place and it's something that you love, like that's what matters. It's not always about like writing a hit, you know, or making it like super catchy. Well, that's great. It's gotta be from a place of like truth and a place of like genuineness.
That is so well put.
Thank you.
I'm like, I couldn't have said that any better. And just listening, I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Because some of my favorite music is straight from the heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hits the hardest.
And if it doesn't come from the heart, I'm just like, it's missing something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And then for the final question, what do you want people to feel when they first listen to your music?
Oh, feel. I think I want people to feel That's interesting. I've never thought about what I want people to feel. Maybe I just want people to feel that the emotions that come from it always come from a place of vulnerability. I think maybe just vulnerability, which might not really make a lot of sense. Like maybe just like feeling vulnerable, but I feel like any time that I have listened to music and it has hit me the hardest was when it like hit me in a place I didn't realize, I felt that way or the way I interpreted it. So I would say whether it's vulnerability or acceptance of whatever, I think that's how I feel when I write my music. So maybe that's how I want others to feel. Whatever people feel is great.
No, that's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, Frank, this was awesome. Thank you so
much. This was a lot of fun. Thank you,
Yes.
Dan. This was great.
I try to make this fun for people.
This was a lot of fun. I've had a wonderful conversation with you. You're a great interviewer.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes. All right, everyone, go follow Frank. And is there any tours, anything coming up?
Don't have any tours yet. I do have a show in Chicago on May 6th. I'm going to double check my calendar so that I'm not watch me tell you the wrong date. And then people show up and they're like, where is she? Yeah, May 6th, I have a Breaking Sound Chicago show. It's on my social media. Like we posted about it and we'll, post more as we come up to it. But I've got that coming up. I'm very excited. And I've got a song that is going to be dropping soon. I believe it's May 1st. I'm very excited about the new music that's coming out. Very excited. So I hope people love it.
I think they will.
I think so.
Yes. All right, everyone, go follow her. If you're in Chicago, go see her. Yeah. May 6th. Was it May 6th?
Yep, May 6th. Sure.
I remember May 6th and May 1st. I can't remember which one was which, but
go
May
see
6th.
me at Saturdays for Baseball and May 6th or whatever.
Yes, go see that. And then also, everyone listen to her song May 1st coming out, right?
Yes,
awesome.
Sir.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan.
And what did I say? That was a real, genuine conversation I had with Frank. And again, her new single, In Limbo, is out now everywhere. So please go listen to it and support her. And speaking of support, please support Rock DNA Magazine and myself, Drop Click Images. Rock DNA Magazine is an independent publication, and I am an independent artist. And without your support, which is a simple like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, we can't continue to do what we do. And if there's any artist that you want us to interview, please let us know in the comments. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the pit.